My name is Mana. I'm a doctor of physiotherapy and owner of Ikaika Integrated Recovery and Performance, for those of you who don't know me. I'm going to try and squeeze in an hour presentation, like 10-15 minutes. A lot of you guys are probably wondering, what the hell does Ikaika mean? Ikaika is strong in Hawaiian, and with physio, it's not only, like, for me, it's not only about getting people physically strong again. I've come to find out it's getting them mentally strong as well and addressing that side of things, and I feel like that is often overlooked in the physio world. It's just like, oh, this is your pain, let's address that and let's move on. But the more I work with people, the more I find out that a lot of the biggest barrier holding them back from getting results is the way they think and the way their mindset and their approach to what physio is and how physio should be. So I'm going to talk more about that today than the whole, exercises and pain and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how we go. All right, so does this sound familiar? You guys have some pain and you're like, oh, she'll be right, and then she's not right. And then so you go on Dr. Google. Campbell. Next one.
Oh, sorry.
Dr. Google.
I wasn't watching.
And you're trying to figure out and self-diagnose, and like so all the nightmares pop up, and so you're like, I should probably see a GP. And then you go to the GP, and they're not really listening to you, and you feel invalidated. They just kind of brush you off. Here's some pills. Here's some pills. We'll see this person over there, right? And next thing you know, you feel like it was just a waste of time, and you're still searching for answers. You still don't know what the hell is going on with you, right? But what you really want is you just want some pain to go away. You just want the pain relief. You want to know what is going on. You don't have to think about doing certain things and the consequences. You don't have to think about going to work and feeling like crap the next day, right? You don't have to think about, oh, if I bend over, my back's going to go. If I take a walk, my knee's going to play up, right? And all this should not be taking effort. The things you have to do every single day should not be feeling like a chore. And you want to feel full instead of drained at the end of the day. A lot of people with chronic pain, they come and see me and they're just exhausted, just no energy at the end of the day because of pain, because of stress, because of all these things that play into whatever issue or condition they have. So it's all about digging deep into those underlying issues. You want restored confidence. So again, back to not having to think about, how this pain is going to affect you after you do the things you want to do. You just want to be confidently going to work, going for the surf, playing with the kids, and not having to worry about all of those things. So what people really want is a sense of empowerment. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize this. We give to all these areas of life, our businesses, family, kids, relationships, but what's left for ourselves? And I find that people don't even realize they're doing that. And that's a big step into getting them better. So I say a lot of times, can't change the body if you don't change the mind. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. So I want to talk about some barriers to getting optimal results. And I always tell people, you have this issue, say, a lot of times for years, what's coming in to see me 1 hour a week going to do to address 10 years of pain? So people have to do their part and meet me halfway, and they have to put in the work to get the ultimate results. I facilitate, I guide that. I show them the areas that they're overlooking, and it's a team effort to get there. So these are some of the barriers that prevent that I've found. And it's the same with everything. I'm sure you guys have come across clients and people in business where it's like, I'm too busy, I don't have time, or too much money, right? And I've come to realize that the laws of nature do not bend to fit our circumstances. So if you want a certain outcome, there's just certain things you just have to do, and I feel like people just don't make it a priority. So it's like, I want to get better, but do you really want to get better? Do you want to make it a priority to make it your job to do the things you need to do to get that outcome? Because if you don't, then you're either going to do this with your outcomes, with your pain, your dysfunction, you're going to feel better, you're going to feel worse. It's just going to fluctuate up and down. You're not going to find the permanent solution to that problem, right? And it's like Mother Nature is brutally honest, you know, like people come to me, athletes, oh, I have a game in 3 weeks. Is it going to be good? Probably not. If you don't want to do the exercises in rehab, it's probably going to take even longer. Same with chronic pain, you know, oh, come and fix me, come and fix me. It's like, no, but you kind of have to make the time to help fix yourself. Again, you can't come in to see me for like an hour and just hope I wave the magic wand and all of it goes away. But I walk people through this, right? Where are we going? Yeah, so I'll walk people through this. I help them identify, you know, behavior changes, lifestyle modifications, things they can modify at work to help deload the area of pain, whether it's the back, the knee, the shoulder, right? How can we look at someone's daily schedule and fit in some time for that rehab, some exercise, that time for themselves to fill their cup. I address stresses, sleep, all those sort of things that play in. Pain is weird. There's all sorts of mechanisms that play into pain. So there's certain mindset shifts we have to make in order to change behavior, because ultimately behavior dictates our habits, which dictates the outcomes. But everyone wants the magic pill. Everyone wants the quick fix straight away, because no one wants to spend the time. No one wants to spend the time because of all the other things I said. So, but the thing is, there's no magic pill. So, physio basics on the next one. It all depends, and in our consultation, initial consultation, we got to find out what actually is going on, what is actually causing the pain. So tissue type plays a big role. Is it a nerve? Is it a muscle? Is it bone? Bone fracture takes about 6 to 8 weeks to heal, whereas like if you cut a nerve, that takes up to a year to heal. So you can't expect, you know, back pain, which is say a fracture, to heal at the same time where you have like a disc prolapse or a nerve impingement. It all depends. So we take time to figure those things out. Is it acute or is it chronic? A sprained ankle is probably going to take a lot faster to heal than chronic lower back pain or a frozen shoulder. Frozen shoulder, they say sometimes up to 2 years to get fixed. That comes to the natural history of the condition, kind of the same thing. So just based off of those things, like I said, I'm breezing real quickly through this, but there's no real quick fix or recipe for any condition, I'd say. You know, and my goal is to get people better than what they were even prior to that injury, to reduce the risk of that ever happening again, and to make sure they perform at their highest level every single day. So some case studies. So this is Bruno, 35-year-old male, 10 years ongoing chronic lower back pain. He just came not only with back pain, but just low mood, low confidence, couldn't surf, couldn't play soccer with his kids, and it was like affecting his relationship with his kids and his wife. 4 sessions. Bruno's back surfing, playing with the kids, but we had to go back and, you know, again, address those lifestyle changes, the behavior, and he did all the work he had to do every single day to get there. Drew, 57-year-old male, owner of a yoga studio in Bundle, 3 years, chronic shoulder pain, avoided using the arm. He was unable to participate in yoga and teach the yoga. He had to like explain and make modifications. He couldn't get into this pose, which is the dolphin pose. And in 7 sessions for him, again, making modifications around work, making the time for himself, reducing his stresses, back into the dolphin pose. Sally, 59-year-old female, ongoing back pain, 7 years, initially heard doing deadlifts, and we kind of did a trial and error with her. We were like focusing on the back, and then I said, let's strip it back. Let's just get you moving, because she went from, I realized she went from being physically active regularly to just sedentary, working on her business at her desk, and she went away from moving every day. So we got her back moving while still working on her business. And then I was like, let's take a look at your deadlift technique. In 1 session, deadlifting more than she had in years. So all these people, what they had in common was they had the buy-in, and I spent time, you know, to really build trust with my patients, get that rapport. They committed to themselves. They committed, you know, time every day to make themselves a priority. They were consistent and they did their part. And I'm showing these people because I feel like a lot of times everyone thinks I just work with athletes, but I'll work with everyone as long as they're committed. So we can skip this one for time purposes of time.
Okay.
Just the integration of that recovery and performance along a spectrum instead of just looking at hands-on, then exercise, then this. You know, I just try to overlap everything to get the best outcomes possible.
Okay.
How are we on time?
Good time.
Okay, we can get through this. Yep. So I offer longer consultation times, initial consultation, really getting to know the person, what they have to do, what their goals are, and really digging deeper than like, oh, just get rid of my pain, you know? So for a lot of people, it's like, I want to be able to spend time with my kids. I want to be able to surf. I want to be able to do this at work. And some people come in and we really dig deep and they're just like, man, I want to just feel happy again. I don't want this pain to be just wrecking me and like affecting everything in my life. And that's what we aim for. That's the ultimate goal. It's not just all the shoulder, all the back, all the knee. It's like, no, what do we really want to fix here? So at the end, when our pain is gone and you're doing things you love, I also got options for constant maintenance and prevention. And for me, you know, I've been there, 6 surgeries, hurt my knee back when I was 20, did it again, had shoulder surgery, had my other shoulder done. And you know, you always focus on what you can do and instead of what you cannot do. So there's me still doing my stuff. And then last year, tore my bicep tendon, had to do physio with one hand for 6 weeks, so that was fun. I started off as a personal trainer at Gold's Gym when I was 25, so I got a background in personal training. Then I went to Bond University back in 2019, started off with the rugby team there. Had some experience in Nara Private Hospital, doing hip and knee replacements every single day, all day. Came down to Gold Coast University to do cardiorespiratory physiotherapy. Absolutely hated it, so I don't do any lungs or heart issues, guys. Then to Rabina Health Precinct, musculoskeletal issues, which is what I do now. Then went to Budrum Private on the sunny coast, did more elderly rehab, neurological conditions there. Then went off to Perth. Worked in the acute stroke unit, so that was very, very interesting, very eye-opening for me. Went up to the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital for persistent pain, chronic pain. Worked along psychologists and pain specialists there. Pindara Private with more high-performance musculoskeletal type injuries, and then I did my internship with the New South Wales Police. Worked with strength and conditioning and physiotherapy there. So integrated all those aspects of performance and rehab, and then I finished off at Gold Coast Private Hospital in rehab with their team. Now in my last season with the Gold Coast Knights as well as their first team men's physio. We got the grand final on Sunday at Suncorp, so I was excited for that. One of my jobs before my business was at Fighting Fit Physiotherapy. Again, like learn to integrate early stage rehab with high level performance. So this is some of my services. If you guys want to take a picture of that, this is what I offer. So full spectrum from hands-on treatment, manual therapies, all the way, again, to the high-level performance, and then different funding schemes from NDIS, Medicare, and private health.
With NDIS,
So this is my rates, because everyone asks us about money. But we can compare that to what else is out there. So I'd say it's fairly reasonable, and I try to over-deliver for what I give people. So ideal patient or client, someone who wants to commit and dedicate to themselves, fill their cup up, get a permanent result, and not a quick fix. And I've said this since I was a personal trainer, you know, whether you're in a wheelchair or if you're a bodybuilder, everyone can give 100%. And it's someone who prioritizes their health. So this is how I approach every single patient, no matter who they are, and I try to treat a man as he is, and he will remain as he is, but to treat a man as he could be, and he will become what he should be. So it's that old give a man a fish versus teach a man how to fish type of aspect. So thank you guys. Hopefully that wasn't too fast. That's me.
What an expert in his world too. You know, very hard to get someone like that